But the only way that they're going to call you to talk to you first is if you connect with them on a different level. And what I'm talking about different level is not the level where most LOs talk about like, hey, I'm gonna lower your rate, I'm gonna lower your payment to this. I'm talking about I'm lower it to this so you could take that X amount of savings to help your child or help your wife or help you build your credit. You see what I mean? There's a difference in that because it's directly tied to what they emotionally feel.
How can you not? I gotta stop getting shopped. That's what I feel like. I feel like I talk to people, they're just like kind of there to get a quote and take it to their lender and just get my numbers just to kind of get theirs a little lower. I guess the main thing is not getting shopped.
Okay, cool. I go through the same thing that you go through, right? Where they feel like they got to shop. One thing that I recommend to my people who get shopped is you got to record your application call and you got to record your pitch call. And the reason for that is because what will surprise you is you might be saying things that invite them to go shop you. So in other words, you might be saying things where you're like, hey, we're the lowest rate provider, or hey, if you find a better deal, let me know. I could beat that deal or I can match that deal, right? So that's inviting them. Whereas you have to present your pitch in a way where it is tailor formed to you. You see what I mean? So if I was talking to you and you wanted to lower your rate, obviously I know you want the savings, but I'm gonna find out why you want your savings. Yep. What does that mean to you, right? So does that mean that you get to put your kid through college? And that's what I'm talking about. Because a lot of LOs, especially at a brand new phase, what they do is they say, hey, I could save you $300 per month on this option, but that don't mean nothing. When you learn how to translate that savings to how it affects them personally to them. So in other words, if I was like, Kenobi, I could save you $200 per month, in which you told me that you're spending a lot of money supporting your teenage kids, or your daughter has a new car, or your son just got into college, or your wife just lost her job, that $300 is going to help you offset the loss of that income. And this is step one. So after we open up this $300 in savings, after 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna boost your credit. Your equity is gonna build. We're gonna get rid of your debt. So this is gonna affect you personally. And then after I make that tie with you directly, then I'm gonna let you know the do's and don'ts. So after I lock you up, I'm gonna tell you, hey, so, now that we're going into processing, before you let anyone pull your credit, whether it's a car dealership, another lender, or even a solar panel company, you let me know first. Why? Because that's going to affect the numbers that we talked about. And so if they call you and say, hey, I got an ad and I'm thinking about pulling my credit, that's when you circle back and say, hey, me and that company, we go to the same people. But I want you to look at that advertisement and read the fine print to me. And when they read the fine print to you, they're going to say, hey, this offer comes with 2 or 3 points. You see what I'm saying? And say, okay, well, are you okay with paying 2 or 3 points? Because I could do the same. We're going to the same destination. If you want to pay 2 or 3 points, I could do the same and get you the same result. But you never mentioned to me that you wanted to pay more fees. If you want to, I can help you do that too. That's how you wrap it up, is you be proactive. And so you mention it up front so that when they get that ad or they get a call from their lender because they got a trigger call, right? They know that they pulled their credit. They know to call you and they'll be like, hey, yo, Kenobi told me, man, if I wanted to pull my credit, I got to talk to him first. And so they'll talk to you first. But the only way that they're going to call you to talk to you first is if you connect with them on a different level. And when I'm talking about different level is not the level where most LOs talk about like, hey, I'm gonna lower your rate, I'm gonna lower your payment to this. I'm talking about, I'm gonna lower it to this so you could take that X amount of savings to help your child or help your wife or help you build your credit. You see what I mean? There's a difference in that because it's directly tied to what they emotionally feel. When you connect with them on that emotional level, you got not only glue, you got a connection that is going to protect you for years to come. So they're going to stick with you because they got a plan with you. And so if you're pitching your deal right now where it's just a one transaction type feel, then you're lost. But if you pitch your deal to where it's like a stepping stone to the next deal, then you got a connection that no one could break. You feel me?